Hi everyone, welcome in or welcome back. It's Deanne here, and it is 2026. It's the new year. We've got goals and plans and dreams, and we're crushing them already. Okay, well maybe not, but we're going slow and steady. We're forgiving ourselves, and we're just going to take this one day at a time. So get a drink and join me. This time of year, I, like most people, like to make a lot of plans. I'm a planner. I love making lists and writing down plans and color coding everything. I've been using the bullet journal system for about 10 years now, and it's really helped to keep me organized. Now, if you flip through Instagram or Pinterest or even YouTube, you might be a little bit intimidated. With bullet journaling, it can seem like there's so many rules and layouts and colors and symbols to memorize. Now, some people do make very beautiful bullet journals. They've got hand-lettered title pages and their own little drawings and doodles throughout, and they use every color of the rainbow, and it's a real work of art to look through their journal. Every month has a theme with original artwork and a color scheme. I'm a creative person and an okay artist, but my handwriting and hand lettering skills have never been great, and moreover, I just don't have the attention span to keep up that much artwork in something that's supposed to keep me organized every day. The beauty of the bullet journal is that it's completely customizable. There are some very basic elements to bullet journaling that seemingly everybody uses that I just don't because it doesn't serve me. And this year I'm all about getting rid of things that don't serve me. At its core, the bullet journal is an analog system of organizing your thoughts and your life. Basically, just open a blank page, write down today's date, write down everything you need for that day. Tomorrow, go to the next blank line on that page and do the same thing. And if you miss a day or 5 or 10, that's okay. Just go to the next line or the next page and just start with that day. This way you're not wasting 5 pages because they were pre-printed and you didn't do anything with those pages, or trying to cram a whole day into 3 lines or 1 page when you need more space that day. You use as much or as little as you want and need. My day-to-day use looks like this. I put the date on the left-hand side and the tarot card I've pulled for the day on the right. Tarot isn't a bullet journal thing, but it's a thing I like to track in my journal. Then on the next line, with a bullet point, I write down anything I need to do for the day. Finish an assignment, a meeting, a phone call I need to make, take out the garbage. Anything that isn't routine, like go to work or brush my teeth, goes on the list. So this is where some people use a bullet for some entries and a dash for other entries and maybe an open circle for other entries. I don't do any of that stuff. I couldn't even tell you what each little symbol is for. Some people have like 15 different symbols that they use. I cannot keep all that straight in my head, so I just don't use it. Everything goes into the journal with a bullet, and when it's completed, I put an X over the little bullet. And sometimes I'll just completely do a strike through if something ends up not needing to be done or gets canceled or whatever. So the future log is a bullet journal mainstay that I do use. I always put it as pretty much the first thing in each year's journal. I just put the month as a heading and do 3 months per page. Then as things come up that I need to plan, weeks or months in the future, I put them there. This is where I log appointments, exams, birthdays, and meetings. I also really like to do a monthly calendar spread. This is where I put what I like to call budgeting. It's not a super detailed budget. Maybe I should pencil that in next. But it is a visual reminder of what automatic payments come out of my account every month. I would literally be lost without this. The odd time I've fallen a bit behind and haven't got my monthly calendar set up until a few days into the month. I didn't know what to do with myself without that calendar in front of me. I don't know what money is coming out of the account and when. I don't know what money is, what planet I'm on, nothing. So I try really hard to get that up by the end of the previous month so I know going into the new month exactly what's going on with my finances. Sometimes I'll also add recurring things like weekly classes or when garbage or recycling days are, since they're on the same day every week and they alternate between the two. But other months I don't. Hank agrees. You're such a shithead. Thanks, bud. You're really helping a lot. The very first page in a new journal for me is always the word of the year. I started doing the word of the year in about 2019, I think. Last year's word of the year was analog. I started converting back to physical media, doing more things with my hands, and not being online as much. Overall, I think it was successful. I only have one streaming service now, and I'm about ready to turf it as well. I took social media off my phone around the end of December, and I haven't even been tempted to use it on my laptop more than once. I just don't miss it. I've taken social media off my phone so many times in the past just to start using it on my laptop again and then eventually re-download it. Maybe I'll add it again in the future, but right now I don't feel like it. I kind of like just floating around untethered like this. This year's word is peace. I'm working on inner and outer peace. I want to have a quieter year where I can just be. I want to slow down and enjoy meals, the sound of my cats purring, appreciate the sound of the wind in the trees. I also see peace as being free from turmoil. I had 2 really painful friendship breakups in 2025, and that had me feeling sad and angry all year. I finally came to a resolution that things aren't going backwards. The only way out is through, and to leave all that garbage in the past. I'm not thinking of them anymore. I'm not pining. I'm focusing my energy on me. I do still wish a little discomfort on them, if I'm being honest. Like, I think of some of the things they were working on the last time we spoke, and I hope that project didn't work as well for them as they hoped. I hope they have a little pebble in their shoe all day that they can't seem to get rid of. I'm only human. I'm working on it. The other thing that I've done for the past couple of years that for the first time this year I've worked right into the bullet journal is my Uber list. I used to always make a little separate book out of it, mostly because I enjoy bookbinding and I wanted an excuse to make a little book. But this year, to streamline things and make sure it gets seen and used, I've just set it up right in the bullet journal. Now, if you're not familiar, the Uber list is a list of 100 or more things that you are going to accomplish in the year. That you want to accomplish in the year. Hey, look, it's Hank. He's up here again. Don't give me that look. Don't look like, oh, you're so embarrassing. You're fucking annoying, respectfully. Hank, get down. You have anything to say? It's not food, so you're probably not interested in it. What is this paw? Are we shaking? Baby. Light of my life. I first heard of the Uber list through Danielle Henderson on her podcast she did with Millie DeChirico, I Saw What You Did. She shouted out Nicole Lore of the Thrifty Knitter blog, and that's who I see as kind of the nexus for the Uber list. I don't know if she invented it or not, but that's who I see as kind of where this stems from. However, just looking around on the internet now, I think the Thrifty Knitter blog is defunct. I can't find anything about it. So for all I know, people don't do the Uber list anymore, but I do. Now, if memory serves, because I can't go back and check the blog anymore, I believe Laura started with 100 things, and then every subsequent year she added one extra thing on there. So if I started in 2010 with 100 things, by now in 2026, I almost forgot what year it was. By now in 2026, I would have a list of 116 things. I like to keep it simple and just do 100. I start thinking and planning the list in December, and I usually like to have a good 80 things on the list already by New Year's Eve. And then I like to leave some spaces blank to kind of add to it throughout the year as new things come up or my focus changes throughout the year. Last year, my Uber list didn't even include anything about school because going back to school wasn't even on my radar last January. That's wild. My list this year has everything from places I want to go camping, things I need to get done around the house, and recipes I want to try. Anything I want to do this year. Do I get all 100 things done? Absolutely not. But having a visual reminder of what's important feels a lot more useful than scrambling in January and just thinking, I guess I'll join a gym. A couple other pages I have, which they refer to as collections in bullet journaling, are some trackers. One is for fitness. I really want to work on strength and flexibility this year. Not to lose a ton of weight or get like totally ripped, but just to not hurt doing basic things. Sidebar, I rolled over in bed last weekend and I couldn't do anything all Saturday because I couldn't move my neck. So that's kind of why I'm also doing this, so that I don't hurt myself rolling over in bed. My cardio load is decent because I enjoy dancing and walking and hiking and everything. But I don't do anything for strength or flexibility, and it shows. So I set up this little tracker for January to track days I've done some kind of activity. And then I have a little list of what I want to do for strength exercises on the other side. I already had to modify it a bit because there are a couple of things that I was shocked to learn my body just doesn't do anymore. A side note on that, I'm giving myself grace in all areas this year. So if I didn't lift a single weight all last year, I am not going to go in and do 30 minutes a day every day starting January 1st. It just doesn't work like that. That's how a person gets burnt out and back on the couch for February 1st. I'll work up to doing more, but for now I'm striving for 2 strength sessions a week. And a couple exercises, I can only do 1 set and then I need to stop. I'll eventually work up to the 3 sets or whatever, but for right now, I know I can do 1 set successfully. That's what I'm doing. This is how we eat the frog, 1 bite at a time. No, the frog eating metaphor is about doing the crappy thing first. You eat the frog first and you get it out of the way. What am I thinking of? Death by 1,000 cuts? No. The journey of 1,000 miles. Start. You get what I mean. Do a little bit every day, and that little bit adds up. Included in the fitness bit, I also need to get serious about my knee physio and rehabbing my knees. So that also is going into that little fitness tracker. To varying degrees throughout my whole life, I have had patellar malalignment. Patellar malalignment. Patellar? Patellar malalignment. Basically, did you know your kneecap should move? Yeah, mine don't. And as a result, I've pretty much always had knee pain. It's, of course, only gotten worse with age, so a couple of years ago, I decided to finally see a physiotherapist about it. She was great, and she gave me weekly exercises, and they were really starting to help. But once I was on my own, I stopped doing them as much. And then I stopped doing them entirely. There were so many, and I got overwhelmed, and I felt like I don't want to spend an hour a day doing exercises. I'm not a gym bro. I'm a knitting and reading bro. And then because I couldn't do them perfectly and completely every single day, I couldn't do them at all, and I just stopped. So I'm getting back to trying to do the most important exercises, the ones I know were helping, and doing them 3 times a week. I started out wanting to do a no-buy year. And then I was like, okay, I'll try a no-buy January. And then I realized that wasn't overly realistic either because I do still have to buy things. So now I'm on a low-buy January. And even that has been switched up a little bit as I've gotten further into the month. And basically, it just boils down to stop shopping like an asshole. Stop buying things that you don't need and just be more mindful about the things I'm spending my money on and bringing into the house. I'm not an overly shoppy person to begin with. I know some people that I would say have legitimate shopping addictions. And I see the crap that they bring into their house. And I just think I do not want that to be my house. I cannot get to that level. So the rules I've set out are 1, no takeout or delivery or restaurant meals unless I'm doing something like going to trivia that I sometimes go to, or going to silent book club, which usually takes place in a pub. 2, I can only buy 1 coffee a week. I got really bad for buying coffee every single time I left the house. It kind of started in the pandemic when I was like cooped up alone at home and I felt like I was going crazy. So I would go out and like go through a drive-through and get a coffee and then just like drive around to just not be in the house. And then it just never really stopped as we started getting back to normal a little bit more. And thanks to the enshittification of everything, it's just been more satisfying making my own coffee at home lately anyway. If I do think of or see something I want, I put it on the shopping list with an estimation of what I think it'll cost. It needs to be on the list for at least a week before I can get it. This shopping list is also just a reminder of things I need to get for the future. Like this enzyme cleaner isn't a really special thing I'm pining for. I just keep forgetting to research and buy one. But other things like new jeans or a bathing suit, they're on the list. So if I see one while I'm out that I like, I can get one. It's basically just about being intentional, thinking about what I need and can use. So that's what I've got set up in my bullet journal so far. It might seem like a lot, but now that it's all set up, it's like a background process that runs on your computer. I don't even think about it. I have my bullet journal open all day and I'll flip back and forth through the pages, and it really helps to remind me of my goals and what I've got going on for the day and what I should be working on. And it's all subject to change. If something isn't stopping, I can tweak it or get rid of it altogether. If we want to talk gear, I have a pretty basic list. There are plenty of people that have rooms full of pens and special markers and rulers and stickers and all these things, but my list is very basic to ensure that I actually use this thing every day and it's not too overwhelming for me. So I've got this black Pentel Energel fine point pen. It's a 0.5, which is what I quite like. I like writing with a finer point. I used to use a bunch of colored pens as I really do love color. But when it comes to writing, I just want a black fine point pen. I also have this little container of these Zebra Mild Liner highlighters that are great for adding accents and giving me the splash of color I crave without being too bright and fluorescent and garish. And then I do use a little bit of washi tape, as we can see here. And finally, the journal that I use is the Leuchtturm 1917 dotted journal. I've never actually said that word out loud before. Leuchtturm? 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 It's this thing. Every year I get a new color. Since about November, all I've been able to think about is this bright lemon yellow. So I knew that that was the color I wanted to go for this year. I sure as hell wasn't going for the fascist Pantone color of the year. I always put a bunch of stickers all over my journal from just things I've collected or places I've gone throughout the year. So this year's journal is feeling a little naked so far. But now I'm set. I have a new journal that's totally going to change my life this year. And I'm ready to face the year. As of recording, I'm 10 days into the semester, and it's going really well so far. It's early, I know, but I'm really enjoying the subject matter. I have a lot of ideas for content, and I'm excited to share them with you. Are you a bullet journaler? Have you heard of the Uber list before? Are you going to try it this year? Let me know in the comments, or tell me about any resolutions you're making. Maybe your resolution is to like this video and subscribe? Until next time, thank you for watching, Happy New Year, and be kind to each other.
Look who it is. It's Hazel. She's come to join us.
Ow! It's fine. I'm fine. You guys were sleeping a minute ago.